Hi everyone! Welcome back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 5! Woo! Thank you for joining me! If you have watched the videos from before, you can go ahead and skip to the first word. But if this is your first week here, please stay and listen. So hello! My name is Miss Kimberly, and the goal of our session is to have students understand each word in the vocabulary workbook and be cognizant of some phrases from our novel that may be difficult for us to understand, and I'll be here as your guide to help you through it all. So today's agenda is, first, we'll be going over week 5 vocabulary in this video, go over extra example sentences, and then in the next video, you'll go over difficult phrases from our novel, The Secret School. And after both videos, you will have to review and self-study. Good. But why are we doing this? Why are we watching this video? First, this is to help with your vocabulary acquisition by learning the definition, synonym, antonym, and part of speech of a word. This can significantly improve your reading comprehension and enhance your contextual usage. Next, we'll be going over extra example sentences, and this is to help with your writing variation. By looking at a variety of example sentences with one specific vocabulary word, students can learn how to use the word in different sentence structures and, in the end, make your writing a bit more interesting. So, without further ado, if you don't already have it, please pause the video and go get your vocabulary workbook, and then turn to page 40, which is the start of week 5. So, I'm sure if you're here at the video, you're already at week 5 and you have your book open. Okay? So, number 1, everyone repeat after me and say significance. Significance. The synonym is importance and the antonym is insignificance. So if we have our prefix here with the IN before the word, that means not, the opposite. So the part of speech is a noun, and the definition says the quality of being worthy of attention. So it's very important. It has importance. This is a noun, remember. In our TED Talks, it says, many people did not understand the significance of the discovery, but Spencer realized that it could lead to big changes in our lives. So here, maybe some people thought that the discovery was a bit insignificant, meaning not very important, but it had a lot of significance actually. So it's very, very of importance. Let's look at the example here and let's read together. 1, 2, 3. This palace has been carefully protected because of its historical significance. Very good. So as you can see in the picture above, it's a picture of a olden palace, right? And it has been protected carefully because of how big of a significance it has to our history. So, don't forget, I only say it once every video. Make sure you write this example sentence, the one that we read together, here in this white big box. That's part of your vocabulary homework. Let's look down here. It says, the teacher explained the significance of saving water to help the environment. So the teacher is explaining, class, we need to, when we brush our teeth, turn the faucet off. When we're washing our hands, get the soap, and while we're rubbing our hands, turn the faucet off, and things of that sort. It's important because it helps us save water. Next, it says, the significance of a thank you note is to show that you appreciate someone's help. So, I also got so many thank you notes, thank you for you guys, where there is a note and it says thank you, and it just feels so nice because it feels like these videos are of significance, that they are important and they are helping you. So thank you. Number 2, everyone say tune out. Tune out. Tune out is a phrasal verb because here we have 2 words. Let's look at the synonym. It means to ignore, but then the opposite antonym is to concentrate. It means to stop listening or paying attention to someone or something. So to tune out, you're like, la 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 la, I'm not listening to Miss Kimberly while she's talking. In our TED Talks, it says, when I have to really concentrate on my work, I tune out everything else that is going on around me. So say that there's sound of dad cooking, and there's a sound of mom vacuuming, and there's a sound of construction outside, but you really need to concentrate on your schoolwork, then you would tune out all of the sounds, meaning you would ignore and stop trying to pay attention to those little sounds. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. Since I could not tune out my loud siblings, I had difficulty focusing on my show. So, we're watching TV, but the siblings, my little sister, my little brother are so loud, and they're trying to distract me. I couldn't tune them out because they were too loud. Good. Let's look here. It says, if you tune out during a class, you might miss important information. Very important. So we shouldn't, daydream or tune out when the teacher is talking, right? Next one, it says, during the boring meeting, she tried to tune out the speaker's voice. Oh no. That's not good. You should pay attention to the meeting. Bad sentence. Number 3. Everyone say potential. Potential. The synonym is possible and the antonym is unlikely. It is an adjective and it means having or showing the capacity or to become or develop into something in the future. So here we make sure you have to make it into an adjective. There are many potential uses for this technology, but it will take time to develop it. So we could use it here and there. It shows how we could maybe use it in the future. Potential. Or in the example, let's read together. Joe is a potential candidate who might be the next president. So maybe that person may be the president. Who knows? Next one, it says his potential as a soccer player was clear when he scored 3 goals in the game. Meaning like, wow, he was so good. Next one, it says the new book has potential to become a favorite for many readers. So maybe that book will become very, very popular. Potential. Next one, everybody repeat after me and say eventually. Eventually. The synonym is ultimately, and it is an adverb. It means in the end, especially after a long time or a lot of effort, problems, or other hardships, etc. So it means in the end, after all this time. In our TED Talks, it says, the project took a long time, but we eventually finished it. So even though it took a really long time, in the end, we were able to finish. Good. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. After years of hard work, she eventually became the owner of the company. Wow, good job. She became the CEO, the owner, after all this work, eventually. Let's look here. It says, after a long day of hiking, they eventually reached the top of the mountain. That must have been a lot of work. The next one, it says, the children eventually found their lost toy under the couch. So maybe they were searching all day, they were looking under the bed, in the cabinets, in the drawers, but now they eventually, in the end, found it under the couch. Number 5, we're going to move on to our novel words, okay? Everyone repeat after me and say rancher. rancher. The synonym is a farmer, and the part of speech is a noun. And the definition says, someone who owns or manages a large farm, especially one used for raising cattle, horses, or sheep. And what is cattle? Cows. In the book, it says, and Mr. Morris, a down-alley sheep rancher, dressed in his working clothes. So this just means a farmer who takes care of cows, horses, or sheep. Let's look at the example and read together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ranchers wear wide-brimmed hats to shade their eyes while working on the farm. So they're not going to wear a hat with like a baseball cap that's just like this, but they're going to wear one that's wide, as you can see at the top in the picture. Let's look here. It says, the rancher woke up early to feed all the animals on the farm. Yes, that is one of the responsibilities of a rancher. Next one, it says, the children enjoyed learning about the rancher's life and the animals on the farm. So maybe you could go visit one of the farms. I know in America you can go visit these farms, especially during apple picking time, and just talk to them and learn about their lifestyle. It's really fun. Number 6. Everyone say, interject. Interject. And the synonym is to interrupt. That's why I'm putting my arm like this now, cutting it. It's a verb, and it means to say something while another person is speaking. So is this a good thing to do or not such a good thing to do? Yeah, not such a good, nice thing to do. And in the book it says, and I'm afraid, interjected Mr. Plumstead, I saw Miss Fletcher lock the front door. He interjected, meaning someone else was speaking, but then he said, and I'm afraid. That's my man voice. So interject, to interrupt someone while they are speaking. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. He does not appreciate being interrupted, so you should not interject. Yes, I don't know anyone who likes to be interrupted or having people interject while they're speaking. It's not very nice. It doesn't show that you have good listening skills. Here, it says, the speaker paused, and then someone in the audience interjected a question. So instead of saying, and waiting their turn while raising their hand, the speaker paused and like, but Miss Kimberly, what's your favorite color? To interject. Next one, it says, it is considered to be rude when you interject someone as they are speaking. As I have already said before, it's not a nice thing to do. Interject. Next one, number 7, everyone say drawl. Drawl. The synonym is drone, and not the ones that are flying around. And this is a verb. It means to speak in a low, lazy way. Drawl. Definitely the opposite of how I speak. In our novel, it says, oh, I don't know, Mr. Morris drawled. I can remember a few two-legged ones from my days. Slow and lazy. Kind of makes me sleepy when I hear someone drawl. The example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. The Southern man often drawls, so his slow manner of speech bores everyone. Drawl. Here it says, if you drawl your words, you have a less chance of winning the speech competition. And congratulations to those who won the speech competition. I know the winners were announced and everything. Good job. I hope you're watching. But if you drawl and speak in a very slow and lazy way, of course, that's not going to help you win. Next one, it says, I have to focus more when someone drawls while speaking. So I'm like, I need to really listen to what they're saying so I can completely understand. Drawl. Number 8, everyone say considerable. Considerable. The synonym is abundant and the antonym is small. It's an adjective and it means great in amount, size, or importance. So here, this word great doesn't just mean great. Great here means a lot. So great in amount, great in size, and great in importance. Very, a lot. In the book it says, then sir, she saved us a considerable sum of money, didn't she? Said Mr. Hawkins. Meaning, didn't the teacher, Miss Ida, then save us a lot of money because we didn't pay her? Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. After considerable efforts, they finally moved all the boxes inside. Meaning they put a lot of effort into it. It was so much work, but they continued to move all the boxes inside. So they put a lot of considerable effort into it. Let's look here. She collected a considerable amount of candy from Halloween. I remember one time I went Halloween trick-or-treating in America when I was little, around your age. And I took 2 pillowcases. That was my bag. And I would hold the pillowcase. And I got 2 pillowcases full of candy. That is a considerable amount of candy. Did I eat all of it? No. My mom took it. Next one. It says, the storm caused considerable damage to the playground equipment. So maybe all this rain, it rusted the metals, and it just wore and tear all of the swings and slides, and maybe lightning hit it. That would be a considerable amount of damage. Number 9, the word is troop. Everyone say troop. And the synonym is march. It is a verb and it means to walk or go somewhere as a group though. So it's not just you walking by yourself or going somewhere by yourself. To troop here means to go to a different place with a large group. And in the book it says, finally, the 4 men trooped back in and sat down. So they went and back down on their seats. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. The group of mountain climbers trooped down the trail. So again, they all walked together. Let's look here. People volunteered to troop from Busan all the way to Seoul. And yes, I do know people who have done this before. It's a long trip and there are many people that are doing it together. Yeah. I don't know what they're called, but they're like the people who just walk a lot around the country. Next one, it says the soldiers trooped back to their camp. So after or during the war, maybe they went back to their camp and they all walked together. But instead of saying walk, using a word like troop makes us visualize a picture of these actual soldiers trooping instead of just saying walking. And number 10, let's go to page 42. Number 10, the word is fiercely. Everyone say fiercely and go like this with your hands. I'm just kidding, you don't have to. The synonym is strongly and the antonym is gently. It is an adverb and it means in a frightening, violent, or powerful way. So, scary way. In her novel, it says, Herbert, she said fiercely, I want you to pass. Meaning she was being very serious, but in a very powerful way. Not being violent here, though. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. She yelled fiercely for help when she saw a strange man approaching her. Ooh, this sentence is scary. She goes, ah! And she was yelling fiercely, powerfully, and in a scared way. Let's look at the bottom. Number 1, it says, the wind blew fiercely during the storm, making the trees sway. So here, we can say that the storm or the wind was so strong, okay? This wind is not actually scary, but it's saying that it was going and then blowing it very strongly. Next one, it says the lion roared fiercely to protect its territory from other animals. Saying, get out of my area. Number 11, the word is wrought up. Wrought up. The synonym is agitated, and the antonym is composed, meaning calm. This is an adjective, and it means that you are upset and anxious. You're like, oh, I don't know what to... In the book, it says, Ida had resisted tears for so long, but now, exhausted and wrought up, she finally let them come. So she's like, she's been trying to not cry this whole time, but now she was so tired and upset and anxious that she finally was able to tear up and cry. Let's read the example together. 1, 2, 3. I was so wrought up with anxiety before the interview that I began to shake. Must have been so scared. But you should be confident when you have an interview. That's the secret. Let's look here. It says, after losing her favorite toy, she felt very wrought up and could not stop crying. Oh no, sounds like a sad case of missing toy. She was so upset about it. Next one. Before the big test, he was so wrought up that he could barely concentrate. So maybe he was so anxious and nervous and wrought up about the score that he was about to get that he could not even take the test. Wrought up. Number 12, everyone say inwardly. Inwardly. And the word for the synonym is internally, inside, and the antonym is externally, outside. It's an adverb and it means inside a person's mind and not expressed to other people. So I'm just thinking it to myself but not telling others. In the text, in the novel, it says, Ida groaned inwardly and then looked around the room. So did she actually go, ugh, and groan? She groaned inwardly, so she was just thinking it. Like that. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. Although she appeared calm on the outside, inwardly she was nervous. So yes, even though sometimes, we may look calm, we're just pretending, but inside we're like, oh my gosh, what if I do this and that and this and then and that and that? And we have so many thoughts in our head. Inwardly. Let's look here. It says, she was inwardly excited about the surprise party, but kept a calm face. Meaning, she already knew that there was a surprise party going on, but she held it inside. And in her face, externally, she was very calm. But inside, she was like, oh, very excited. Next one, it says, she was inwardly worried about the test, but tried to stay positive outwardly. So even though she was like, oh no, if I don't do well on this test, and then she has all these different thoughts, but outwardly she was like, it's okay, I can do it. Maybe you've felt that way before? 13, our word is somber. Somber. The synonym is bleak, and the antonym is lively. It is an adjective, and it means serious, sad, and without humor or entertainment. So, would you say that our videos are somber? No, I'm trying to have fun in these videos. It is not somber, but maybe something else is. In the novel, it says they looked very somber. Is something the matter? She asked. They all looked sad and serious. When do you think people would be somber? Tell me. Example, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. Somber winter days make some people feel gloomy and lonely. That's very true. Some people feel a bit, just sad on the days when it's, rainy and gloomy and cloudy. Or, as the sentence says, when it's snowy and gloomy. But then also feel really happy when it's summer. Here it says, the movie had a somber ending that made the audience feel sad. Oh no! I don't like movies when they end in a sad ending. No. Somber. Next line, it says, on the rainy day, the sky looked somber and gray. So although the sky doesn't look sad, this is also can be personification, right? Number 14, our word is recognition. Everyone say recognition. The synonym is acknowledgement, and this is a noun. And this means public appreciation for a person's or group's achievements. So I know that M.I. for the speech competition, I know that the teacher has come out and they make an announcement for the winner and they give the certificate. That is giving recognition. That's public appreciation, showing everybody at the lobby. Yes. In our novel, it says, Miss Ida Beitzen, who acted as our school teacher, deserves special recognition, meaning she deserves, an applause, some kind of people saying good job to her. Example, let's read together. He deserved recognition as the best employee at the awards ceremony. So maybe they're like, oh, Miss Kimberly, the best teacher in the world. Everybody clap for her. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of a better example. I'm so sorry. But yes, let's look here. It says, the student received recognition for winning the spelling contest. So again, maybe they brought out an award and they said, Kimberly, you have won the spelling bee for matching all of the spelling. Good job. In front of everybody. That is recognition. Next, the team's recognition at the award ceremony made them all proud. Yes, I know that sometimes it could be a bit embarrassing, but getting some recognition does make you feel good. 15. Now we're on our textbook words. On page 43, number 15, everyone say frequent. Frequent. The synonym is repeated, and the antonym is infrequent. There we go. We see that in again in the beginning. This is an adjective, and it means happening or doing something often. So over and over again. It says here in our textbook, Luce, pronounced loose, and her friends enjoy listening to music and frequent trips to the mall, I believe is what it should say, but I think it says mail. So here, frequent trips, meaning they did it a lot. Let's look at the example and read it together. She took frequent breaks, so she kept looking away from her work. Oh no. So yes, when we're doing our work, it's good to take a break. But if you take a break so frequently, meaning so often, like every 3 minutes, do some work, 3-minute break, do some work, 3-minute break, that is not good. Let's look here. It says she had frequent visits to the library because she loved reading books. Yes, when I was younger, I used to go to the library once or twice a week, and I would always get books. I loved it. It's my favorite place. Next one, it says the frequent changes in weather made it hard to decide what to wear. Oh, yes. So say that when it's changing weathers, so when it's fall and then it's becoming winter, in between that time, Some days it's really nice and we can wear a short sleeve shirt, but all of a sudden it is super cold and we need a jacket. The frequent changes. Goes up and down, up and down. Number 16, everyone say self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. The synonym is independent and the antonym is dependent. We see the in again there. It is an adjective and it means able to do or produce everything that someone needs without the help of other people. What does this long definition mean? It just means I can do everything for myself. I can cook, I can make money, I can do everything that I need for myself, and I don't need help from my mom or dad or brother or anyone else. Self-sufficient. It says in our textbook, Gord warns them that they need to prepare for more blackouts by becoming more self-sufficient. So here, because there's so many blackouts that happen in this area, they need to find a way that they need to just be able to do things by themselves, to be independent. Let's read the example together. 1, 2, 3. To be an independent adult, try to be self-sufficient and earn your own money. So yes, when I moved to Korea, I had to be self-sufficient. I couldn't call my mom or dad and say, Mom, Dad, give me money. So because I was an adult and I had to be self-sufficient and independent and work by myself. You don't have to yet. Let's look here. It says the camp encouraged kids to become self-sufficient by teaching them outdoor skills. So maybe they're learning how to make a fire, learning how to tie different knots, maybe try to see which berries are poisonous and not poisonous, learning to be self-sufficient. Next one. It says she became self-sufficient by learning how to cook all her meals on her own. So yes, don't have to ask anyone to cook for her, don't have to order food, just cooking by herself. Self-sufficient. Number 17, everyone say oasis. Oasis. The synonym is a sanctuary, and this is a noun. It means a calm, pleasant place in the middle of somewhere busy and unpleasant. So we're like in the desert and then we see an oasis, like a little lake. That would be an oasis. In our textbook, it says, I'm going to turn you into an oasis in the city. A neighborhood food park. So here, when it was the empty, I believe, lot, I haven't read the story in a while, the empty lot, and they're trying to make it into a neighborhood food park where they have gardens and areas for them to play. They're trying to make it an oasis, a little nice place in the bustling and busy city. Next one, let's read together. 1, 2, 3. The quiet and calm beach was an oasis for my family. So getting away, going on this vacation, and having this nice time by the calm beach, it feels like an oasis. Let's look here. It says, the picnic area by the lake was a perfect oasis for a family gathering. So again, you can just think of it as a calm and pleasant, peaceful place. Not loud. Next one. It says, in the middle of the bustling mall, the quiet cafe was an oasis of calm. Maybe at Lotte department store or Shinsegae department store over by Centum, maybe there is a quiet cafe that could be an oasis. But I'm not sure. Every time I go, it's quite loud there and busy. Number 18, last word on page 43. Everyone, please repeat after me and say permission. Permission. The synonym is consent, and the part of speech is a noun. The definition says, the act of allowing someone to do something. So, the teacher was like, I didn't give you permission to go to the bathroom during class, meaning you're not allowed to go. Or maybe, yes, you have permission to go get a drink of water during class. And then they say they go and go get some water. Permission. the act of allowing someone to do something. In our textbook, it says, but I think I need to apply for permission from the city first. And, phew, this is already exhausting. So trying to get some permission from the city, meaning the government. Let's look at the example and read it together. 1, 2, 3. I asked my boss for permission to take a day off from work, and he approved it. Oh, a nice boss. Say, hey boss man, can I take this Friday off? I feel kind of sick. And then he goes, okay, you can. So the act of allowing comes from the boss. Here, it says, I asked my mom for permission to sleep over my friend's house. And if you know something about my mom, she never let me. I think I shared this with some people during Spirit Week last semester. Next one, it says, in order to go on a field trip, you first need your parents' permission. Of course. Maybe they have you like fill out a paper, I think, or maybe they just have like an email, or I'm not sure. But you need permission in order to go on the field trip. Let's go to page 44. And we're on number 19. Everyone say intended. Intended. The synonym is expected, and the antonym is unexpected. It's an adjective, and it means planned or designed for someone or something. So we meant to do it. It's on purpose. Let's read the example together. 1, 2, 3. He repurposed old plastic bottles as vases, using them beyond their intended purposes. So here, this person took this plastic bottle, and even though its original purpose, the intended purpose, the planned purpose, was to keep whatever inside, whatever liquid was inside, but this man recycled it and repurposed it to make these flower vases. How cute. Let's look here. It says the safety rules were intended to keep everyone safe during the experiment. So yes, maybe like wearing goggles, having no open-toe shoes, meaning no sandals, and you have to wear shoes. Those are rules that are meant, that are intended to keep you safe. Next one, it says the artwork was intended to brighten up the classroom and make it welcoming. Maybe it was like an artwork of a huge shining sun with a smiley face. And its purpose was, it was planned or it was designed to brighten up the classroom, to make it fun. Next one, number 20, our word is purpose. Everyone say purpose. The synonym is objective, and it is a noun, and it means the intention, aim, or function of something. Or we can also say the goal of something. Example, read together. I set a clear purpose to come up with a plan to achieve my intended goals. Meaning I made a clear objective, a clear aim of what I wanted to do. So here. Each tool in the toolbox had a specific purpose for fixing things. So the screwdriver has a different purpose than a hammer, right? Next line, it says, the purpose of the story was to teach a lesson about kindness. So nice. The objective, the aim, the reason for it. Purpose. Good job, everyone. We're done with all 20 words, but now it is time for you to review and self-study. I have a mission, finally, for our vocabulary video, and it says 3 of our vocabulary words this week consisted of 2 words. What were they? Write those 3 words down, or should I say 6 words down, and write your name, class, and put it into the YouTube mission pink box cylinder at the front desk, please. So now, contextual mastery. Review the words again, read it all out loud, and complete your vocabulary homework pages, which is on page 45 and 46. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys in our next video.